The moment the string lights flickered to life above the rooftop terrace, I knew I'd made a mistake bringing her. Not because she looked out of place. Quite the opposite. She fit in too well. Like she'd rehearsed for this night. Like the celebration wasn't for me at all, but a stage she'd been waiting to step onto. I counted 33 pairs of shoes crossing that rooftop tonight. Anything to distract myself from counting how many times she looked in my direction. Spoiler 0. The playlist. The drinks. My favorites. The banner stretched across the patio even read, "Cheers to you, Elijah." A joke from my team after I landed the Mansfield account. Everyone laughed. Everyone except her. She simply sipped her drink and immediately cozied up to some guy from procurement. Grayson, in a navy blazer, who called her ma'am while subtly staring down her neckline. I kept fidgeting with my name tag, straightening it, as if someone might finally look at it. Look at me. At one point, I hovered by the dessert table for 10 minutes, pretending to deliberate between 2 identical brownies just to avoid passing by her again while she twirled her hair and giggled at Grayson's jokes. My name was printed in gold on the cake. Her lipstick was stamped on someone else's glass. But what gutted me wasn't the neglect. It was the timing. This wasn't just a rooftop party. It was my first real win in 7 years. Promotion, sure, but more than that, recognition. I'd wanted her to see it. See me. Instead, I watched my moment get swallowed whole by the way her laughter carried across the rooftop. When they handed me the mic for my toast, my hands shook. Not from nerves, but from something uglier. Anger. Or maybe grief. She still had her back to me, deep in conversation with Grayson. I raised my glass anyway and said something safe, something forgettable. Everyone cheered. Except me. Later, I found myself at the far edge of the rooftop where the speakers crackled and no one lingered. I looked down at the street 4 floors below, watching strangers pass by without ever knowing I existed. And that's when it hit me. No scene. No words. Just silence. I slipped out through the service stairs and vanished into the night. 9 minutes later, my phone lit up with her name. That was the first time she noticed I was gone. And what she did next turned my humiliation into something unforgettable. I didn't answer. I just watched the phone buzz against my palm, almost mocking me. She called again. This time I answered but said nothing. Just listened. "Where the hell are you?" she snapped. Not concerned. Not curious. Just annoyed. Like I'd inconvenienced her by disappearing from my own celebration. I stayed silent. "You left without saying a word," she hissed. "Are you seriously this dramatic?" That stung. She spoke to me like I was a petulant child throwing a tantrum. Like I hadn't just spent 2 hours watching her bat her lashes at Grayson. "I needed air," I muttered. She scoffed. "No, you needed attention. Right there, in that alley filled with trash bins and the sour stench of spoiled food." I realized she hadn't called to find me out of worry. She called to manage me. "I saw you with him," I said. Flat. Cold. Her pause was just a second too long. Then she laughed. Low, lazy sound. "Are you serious right now?" she drawled, as if I were beneath her. "God forbid I socialize." "You were touching his arm." Laughing. Whispering. "Planning your next move," I said, my voice trembling. Not from rage. From something deeper. That begging ache for her to just stop lying. She didn't deny it. That burned more than anything. "You think I'd cheat on you at your party?" she finally asked, voice ice cold. "You're paranoid. No wonder no one wanted to toast you." That broke something inside me. Because I remembered how awkward the toast felt. How forced the applause sounded. I thought it was all in my head. But she saw it too. She just didn't care. Hung up. Didn't say goodbye. I sat on the curb staring at the streetlights, wondering when she'd last looked at me like I mattered. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. And then a message. Not from her. Photo. Grainy but clear enough. Her and Grayson. Kissing. Someone else took it. Someone who saw what I couldn't. With that photo, everything unraveled. She thought she'd erased her tracks. She was wrong. I sat there, staring at the image of her cupping his jaw. His hand sliding down her back. Time stop. 15 minutes. An hour. I couldn't tell. All I knew was I couldn't breathe. But I didn't smash my phone. I didn't yell. Saved the photo. To backup. Proof. Then I messaged Isaac, the guy who sent it. We weren't close. But he was there and he'd seen it. They leave together. Yes. No, he replied. She went back inside like nothing happened. Course she did. I walked around the block back toward the building. The rooftop still glowed. From below it looked beautiful. And there she was near the ledge. Grayson beside her. I recorded it. Not the kiss. I didn't need more evidence. I filmed her. The way she twirled her hair, laughed too loudly, leaned in just like she used to with me. 30 seconds. Then I went back up. She didn't see me at first. I waited near the elevator entrance. I turned. Her face froze. Then came the fake smile. "Oh, you're back," she said, striding toward me. I was just about to call again. "Sure you were," I said. Smiled. Not because I felt like it. Because I needed her to think I was calm. "I just wanted to thank everyone before I go," I said loudly. A few heads turned. She blinked. "Wait, what?" "Thanks for celebrating tonight," I continued. "It means a lot to know who really supports me." Polite claps. Confused glances. But she, frozen, leaned close. "Don't follow me home," I whispered. "We're going to do this differently." She opened her mouth, but I was already walking away. This wasn't over. Not by a long shot. That night I didn't sleep. I lay on the couch, still in my suit, staring at the ceiling. She didn't come home. At 12:48 a.m., a text. "Staying at Mara's. Thought you needed space." Mara, who was out of town. I didn't reply. By morning I had locked down every account. Bank, utilities, everything. I wasn't cleaning her out. I was protecting myself. At 9:15 a.m. the garage door opened. She tiptoed in, trying to sound innocent. When she saw me on the couch, laptop open, she froze. "Oh, you're up early," she said, adjusting her coat. "I never slept," I replied. Her smile faltered. "I didn't want to fight," she started. "You weren't at Mara's," I said. Her face went pale. I turned the laptop toward her. Played the rooftop video. Mute. Just her leaning into Grayson. "Someone sent it to me," I said, then showed her the photo. She didn't speak. "You don't get to explain this away," I said, my voice steady. "You're blowing this out of proportion," she snapped, recovering fast. "Nothing happened." "I didn't ask what happened," I replied. "I'm telling you what's next." She laughed. Cruel, dismissive sound. "Oh, please, Elijah. You're not leaving. You need me. You always have." But I'd already moved half the money. "I've hired a lawyer," I said. "Your name's off the insurance by next week." Her smirk vanished. "You're lying." I stood, grabbed an envelope off the table, and dropped it in front of her. Inside, statements, screenshots, and a letter. "We both know this didn't start last night," I said. Her hands shook as she opened it. "You're insane," she whispered. "You're throwing everything away over this." "No," I said. "You did. The moment you decided your ego mattered more than my dignity." She cried. I couldn't tell if it was real. "I never meant to hurt you," she said. "I know," I replied. "That's what makes it worse. You hurt me without even flinching." I stared at her. "I need you to leave," I said. She didn't argue. She packed an overnight bag, probably the same one she'd used the night of the party, and left. I watched from the window as she drove away. When she disappeared around the corner, the house felt different. Not angry. Me. And I realized that sometimes the scariest thing isn't heartbreak. It's the silence that follows it. The next morning the calls began. Friends. Family. Her allies. "She says you misunderstood," they said. Until I sent them the photo. And when they called back they sounded different. Apologetic. Shame. By the time she finally reached out, it wasn't to apologize. It was to plead. Video. Perfectly lit. Perfect makeup. I know I hurt you, she said. 6 minutes of rehearsed regret. Carefully avoiding Grayson's name. She asked for counseling. Begged me not to destroy everything. And then a text. From Grayson. Hey man. Didn't know she was married. My bad. He knew. They both knew. And now I had more than proof. Had control. I wasn't going to scream or seek revenge. I was going to do something neither of them expected. I was going to take back my story. Quietly. Cleanly. With absolute control.